Hello, my name is Vikas Pota. The reason why we're organizing this global showcase for World Education Week is we believe that schools have incredible expertise in making sure that learning outcomes improve. Given the state of the world, we want to see the expertise from this particular school being replicated in schools all over our planet so that the world becomes better for everyone. That is why I congratulate this school for what it does and hope that those listening can take away conclusions as to how they should actually approach their own improvement journeys. Thank you all for participating, and I look forward to seeing you in many of the other events this coming week. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for supporting this incredible work, without whom we couldn't have put together this global showcase. Thank you, and I wish you well for this event.
Fast-paced social, economic and technology-driven change is redefining our world. And having a broad range of skills such as creativity and problem solving has become far more important than being able to memorize information. To redefine how our children learn and to empower them for the future, parents, teachers and policymakers must stop overlooking a powerful part of the solution: learning through play. Play is the rocket fuel of child development, and there is a growing body of evidence to support that play is fundamental for children's positive growth and well-being over time. It is also an essential way to foster the skills required to thrive in today's world. The LEGO Foundation aims to build a future in which learning through play empowers children to become creative, engaged, lifelong learners. To do so, we work with a range of partners around the world to change the hearts and minds of all of those who influence children's lives through our programs, research and advocacy, so they can all embrace the transformative power of play. Examples of what we do include making sure that caregivers, practitioners and policymakers understand the importance of play, investigating, testing and scaling new ways to bring play-based learning into homes and schools, using play to help millions of the world's most vulnerable children cope with adverse childhood experiences and toxic stress, or conducting research with some of the world's leading research institutions. Please visit our website and follow us on social media to learn more.
Language connects us all. It's how friendships are formed, ideas are shared, and lessons are learned. Language is how we find understanding and express love. It's how we communicate our successes, both big and small. It lays the groundwork for learning and growth. And for an increasingly diverse student population, it can be the key to achievement in school and beyond. That's why Rosetta Stone Education is dedicated to language and literacy. We offer solutions designed to support teachers and their emergent bilingual students, recognizing and celebrating the knowledge, culture, and languages they bring to our classrooms. Our products are founded on the adaptive blended learning model for individual needs, continuous progress monitoring for better learning outcomes, and culturally responsive pedagogies for more inclusive classrooms. With solutions aligned with proficiency standards, we support language learning while exploring academic subject areas, paving the way to better outcomes. Because for all of us, language is everything.
Dear T4 community, We talk a lot about teachers these days, but we rarely listen to them. Therefore, I am truly excited to join the T4 World Education Week to hear from teachers and school leaders all over the world how we can impact learning together. I am particularly looking forward to the global showcase. 100 schools sharing their expertise and best practices, I believe, will be a huge motivation for other schools around the globe. I'm equally impressed by the T4 Solutions Challenge, its finalists and their solutions to real-world issues in education. This gives me hope that we can, together, turn around education globally. The Jacobs Foundation is a proud supporter of the T4 World Education Week because we share a vision to reimagine learning and education by bringing together the brightest people who understand how children learn. Let's do this together.
Choithram School aims to nurture the entrepreneurial spirit of its students by providing an eclectic mix of experiential hands-on activities. There are three main channels through which we do this. The first of these is our Entrepreneurship Cell, set up in the year 2013 for students to engage in discussions with entrepreneurs and business executives. This ignited a real interest in entrepreneurship amongst our students and encouraged them to set up a campus company in the school while delving on the need of a product in their community. From the year 2014, we began taking part in Teach a Man to Fish Global Entrepreneurship Program, the School Enterprise Challenge. This has proven to be a great way of exposing students to real-world situations to develop essential skills which they would not have the chance to develop inside the traditional classroom setting. Over the years, multiple cohorts of students have taken the school business Good Earth from just a small project of a few students to what is now a fully functioning business of over 59 members that competes with other student-led businesses around the world on the gold level of School Enterprise Challenge. The school business also provides plenty of opportunities for students to come closer to the community and to develop their environmental awareness, helping them grow into active citizens. For the last 3 years, our students organize independently their very own e-summit, an annual two-day event that witnesses participation of school students pan-India, giving them an opportunity to attend workshops and participate in events related to entrepreneurial innovation and creativity. Entrepreneurship is truly embedded in our school's ecosystem and plays a key role in bringing high-quality, relevant education to our students.
Good start. Hello everyone and a very, very warm welcome. My name is Christoph Walder and I'm a Senior Programs Officer at Teach a Man to Fish. I'm really excited to be moderating today's panel discussion on building skills for life through entrepreneurial experiential education. Choithram School were chosen by T4 Education as one of the 100 most innovative schools globally. Today, they'll be sharing with you their education innovations and leaving you with 5 takeaways that you can take back to your school. Before we begin, I'd like to let you know that this event will take place in English, but we also have on-screen captions available in Arabic, English, French, Hindi, Portuguese, Spanish, and Swahili. To turn them on, simply click on the little chat icon at the bottom of your screen and then click on your language of choice. Now, to begin, please allow me to tell you a little bit about Teach a Man to Fish. We are an international education organization that is guided by a simple, all-encompassing mission: to empower young people with the skills they need to succeed in school, in work, and in life. We aim to tackle an important and global issue with our work. Before the pandemic even began, there were more than 70 million young people unemployed worldwide. Increasingly, employers are reporting that school leavers are lacking the soft skills needed to effectively enter the workplace. It seems like this situation is only going to worsen as the consequences of the pandemic continue to be felt around the world. Although we don't know what the future holds, one thing is certain: we have a duty to equip young people with the skills to be able to thrive in life, whatever it throws at them. The way Teach a Man to Fish helps young people to develop these skills, which are so important, is through experiential entrepreneurship education. And our main vehicle for this is our flagship program, the School Enterprise Challenge. Through the School Enterprise Challenge, we work with schools all around the world to set up school businesses, which are both educational and profitable. Students learn by doing, and they are guided step by step to plan, set up, and run a real business. This is what makes it experiential. Students don't just learn about business theoretically or create a fictional business plan. They come up with their own business idea that solves a problem in their community, and they set up a real business. This means that they make a real product or service, which they sell to real customers for real money. And it's this experiential element which we'll be exploring in detail today. We'll be looking at how real-world experiences, in this case, real entrepreneurial activities, can help young people to build essential skills for life. So, how does it work? The role Teacher Man to Fish plays is that we work with teachers and we equip them with two things. Firstly, the experiential teaching skills, and we do this through in-person and remote training. And secondly, the resources, such as guides, videos, webinars. These enable them to provide high-quality experiential entrepreneurship education to their students. In this process, the students gain practical business experience, and they also develop essential life skills like teamwork, leadership, communication, problem solving, and many more. This means that in the long term, the skills and experience that our young entrepreneurs have gained give them plenty of options. They can continue in education, they can secure a decent job, or they can set up their own business if they would like to. To give you an idea, since 2006, we've supported over 19,000 enterprising teachers to create over 370,000 young entrepreneurs. The school you're going to hear from today is the wonderful Choithram School from Indore in India. Choithram School have been taking part in our School Enterprise Challenge since 2014, and for the last 6 years, the students have been running a business called Good Earth. Let me very briefly tell you a little bit about Good Earth. Good Earth is a student-led eco-enterprise, and at the start, it sold mainly handicrafts, but over time, it has diversified to also sell customized t-shirts, teacups, saplings, and compost. It started with just 25 students, but now there are 59 students involved. They are divided into 8 departments, and each member gets to rotate around the different departments to gain maximum exposure to the different tasks and responsibilities. There are 11 teachers involved in supporting the students with their business activities, and parents also have a say through the Business Management Committee. Earlier, I spoke about the businesses not just being educational, but also profitable. In 2019, the Good Earth School business generated a net profit of over $800. As well as running their own business, the students have also set up an entrepreneurship club called Cell, in which they explore the latest trends in business and hold conversations with real-life business owners. And as part of this Cell, every year the students put on a national entrepreneurship conference called the E-Summit. I hope this gives you a kind of idea of what entrepreneurial activities are going on at this school. And shortly, you'll hear from the people directly involved. Before we really get stuck into today's topic, I'd like to bring to your attention the hashtag WorldEduWeek. All week we've been taking over Twitter with this hashtag, and as we talk today, I'd like to ask you to contribute to the conversation by using it wherever you are talking online. All our Twitter handles are here. Feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to continue talking beyond today's session. Also, If you have any questions during the session, please feel free to use the Q&A function at any time. We have people behind the scenes who can take the questions and answer them live. And we'll also have plenty of time for questions at the end. So that's enough from me. And without further ado, to kick things off, our first panelist today is the principal of Choithram School, Mr. Rajesh Awasti. He is an educator with over 3 decades of experience who prides himself on nurturing the entrepreneurial acumen of young people. Under his leadership, Choithram School have received many global accolades. He has represented India at conferences around the world, and today he's going to explain a little bit about how he promotes work readiness amongst his students. Mr. Awasti, over to you.
Thank you, Christoph, for a wonderful introduction of Choithram School, and indeed the students are doing a great job at the school. So the basic motto of establishing the Entrepreneurship Cell in 2013 was to catch them young. When it is to equip them with the competencies, set of skills to face this challenging and complex work and business environment. With the proven ability to enhance their skills for their personal, professional, and the behavioral life. It is up to the program which enhances their initiation, which enhances their ideation, persistence, seeking information, problem solving, market research, business plan making, transforming idea into opportunities, product identification. I mean, there is a long list of competencies which the students they gain when they are working for the ECell. In 2014, we became the part of Teach a Man to Fish. I mean, of course, you are one of the instrumental person in making it happen. And the efforts of the students were applauded all across the globe. You know, I mean, winning the best business plan award, the best idea award, the P3 award, and lot many. All these things basically are giving them the exposure in the real life scenario. So it is beyond the classroom where the students they are developing themselves, and they have gone ahead in starting a campus company growth, where they sold customized T-shirts and mugs. They contacted the suppliers outside the school directly, and then sold it out and earned profit. Similarly, the school enterprise with Good Earth, they also had gone a step ahead for the sustainable development, contributing to the environment with the compost, with the handicraft and all. So this is just an effort to make them ready to face the challenges when they move into the business or they move into the work life. And the appreciating part in this is that, some of the students, they started their own business. I mean, if I recall Nikita Soni, who was part of the ECell and who was the general manager of the school enterprise, is doing a business called Alover for the cupcakes, customized cakes, muffins, tea time snacks, and all these things. And similarly, Harshit Goyal, who is the existing grade 12 student and also looking after the corporate social responsibility of the school enterprise challenge, and again member of the ECell, is having his own NGO that is developing Indian youth, which is focusing on the mental, physical, and the development of the Indian youth for a better tomorrow. So these are the things which students they are reflecting into their behavior, into their learning, and experimenting in the real life situation. So it has been a wonderful journey, but still I feel a long way to go. So a wonderful experience, I can say.
Thank you, sir. That was really great and really interesting account of how you're promoting work readiness amongst the young people you work with. What I took from that is, first of all, the motto, catching them young. I think that's great. And the picture you painted is of a school which offers plenty of options to students, and they can pick and choose from those different ones which one they want to get involved with. And that's something at Teach a Man to Fish we definitely agree with. We believe it's never too early to expose young people, to the kinds of real world experiences they might encounter after school. So a big congratulations on that. Thank you very much. On that note, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Jeshi Mishra. She's an alumnus of Choithram School. She's an avid reader, has a passion for dance, and she aspires to become a lawyer. During her time at the school, Jeshi was president of the Entrepreneurship Cell and the general manager of the Good Earth School business. Jeshi, how do you feel that these very practical experiences have equipped you with skills for the 21st century?
Thank you so much, Christoph. First of all, I'm really happy to be here. Regarding your question, I've always believed that the most important skill in the 21st century is the skill of learning new skills. And this is also what my alma mater believes in. My school has always motivated the students to take lead on the projects they're passionate about. Our teachers understand that they can have the most impact by acting as facilitators on the students' project. And this has worked remarkably well for us. I think it is really imperative to create these opportunities so that the students are not only limited to the traditional classrooms, but also get exposed to real world problems through experimental initiatives like Entrepreneurship Cell and School Enterprise Challenge. When I was in school, I was blessed to be a member of both of these. I found that these practical entrepreneurial experiences offer the perfect vehicle for a successful life in this era. Take, for example, our Entrepreneurship Cell, which is a club where we foster entrepreneurial skills in up-and-coming entrepreneurs. As a part of this, every year we organize an Entrepreneurship Summit. Being involved in that was an amazing opportunity for me because it allowed me to develop skills in communication and persuasion. While organizing the event, I had to convince a lot of schools to participate. I also talked to many professionals and persuaded them to judge the event. This proved to be particularly helpful and has made me ready for any future tasks that will require me to be assuring. Through the School Enterprise Challenge, I got the chance to be the general manager of a business. Suddenly, I was exposed to a responsibility when I had to lead a group of 45 students, which meant that I had to recognize the strengths and weaknesses of all of them and then work on it. I had to allot them different departments where they can act as assets. This enhanced my leadership and interpersonal skills. Every once in a while, I also had to do brainstorming sessions, which required me to analyze the pros and cons of various situations and come up with different perspectives to tackle them. This helped me develop my critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Due to these programs, I was exposed to these things for real and not just in theory. I couldn't have developed these skills without the hands-on nature of these programs. When I started applying for colleges and started preparing for my personal interviews, I was grateful that in school I was a part of these amazing projects because I was far more confident and ready for the interviews than my fellow students. I also noticed that not only me, but all of my friends who were a part of these similar projects did amazing. I wouldn't have got to develop these skills in such a fun and effective way if it hadn't been for these experiential programs, and I recommend each and every school to adopt them. These projects give the students a chance to deal with real-world situations and learn through them, which can never be provided in classrooms while teaching the usual academic subjects in a traditional way. I feel that these 21st century skills are more important to the students now than ever before, because in this globally and digitally interconnected world, all learners need new skills and knowledge to succeed. If you want to prepare the children for success in life, in school, work, and the life, opportunities to learn these skills are essential because these skills not only provide a framework for successful learning in the classroom, but ensure that students can also thrive in a world where change never stops and change is constant and learning never stops.
Thank you, Jeshi. I really like what you said about the teachers acting as facilitators for students taking on their own projects. I think that really is one of the key points we're trying to make today, and I think supports the attitude which your principal expressed at the start of this panel. And for me as well, you really encapsulated the point of experiential learning when you said that it's doing something for real, not just in theory. So thank you very much for that. Now I'd like to introduce our next panelist, who is Dhruvi Nagpal. Dhruvi was chosen as Jesh's successor when Jesh left school, and she is the current leader of the Entrepreneurship Cell and the general manager of the Good Earth School business. Dhruvi is an art enthusiast and inspires to be an entrepreneur. Today, she's going to explain how being part of experiential programs has enabled her to become an effective leader. Over to you, Dhruvi.
Thank you so much, Christoph, for introducing me. So one thing that I've noticed is that everything we learn in our life is through experiences. And not just our experiences, but that of our parents, mentors, and colleagues as well. In my school life, my seniors have played an essential role as a leader and a mentor. It is a vital part of experiential learning, which I personally believe is more beneficial than any textbook knowledge. How to be a leader, an active and responsible citizen, how to solve problems, and how to be a mentor. These are all things that I have learned through the experience and guidance of my mentors. Now I see it as my duty and I'm privileged to play the same role for my juniors as the head of our e-cell and business enterprise. By letting students take the lead, our school has opted for an innovative form of education. And it is the best decision you can make for your students. As compared to the traditional education system, this system provides us with not only theoretical knowledge, but also an opportunity to test and apply this knowledge. Now, we might wonder, how is it any different than graduating from a school and using this knowledge in the real world? And why is it more beneficial? Firstly, when provided with the opportunity to apply this knowledge practically, we, as students, come to realize where our real interests lie. I have seen students find something that they excel at through these programs and they didn't even know about it. I myself have found my interest in entrepreneurship through these programs. As I'm a science student, I hadn't learned about these in my curriculum. If not for these activities, I would have chosen a career path that wasn't right for me. Therefore, these programs provide us with some much needed clarity on the infamous question of what do we want to do in our future. Secondly, it provides students with an opportunity to develop a unique relationship which they rarely get a chance at. It is like talking to your friend but learning valuable knowledge simultaneously. Students are more comfortable and frank with their peers and therefore can ask questions fearlessly. We get a chance to take risks and make decisions, both right and wrong, and learn from those decisions. The reason why all the schools should adopt this innovative and holistic approach is that it prepares the students to enter the world of businesses, which has been one of the most difficult challenges faced by us. Experiential entrepreneurship learning is one of the best tools out there to instill in students all the skills a future leader must have. True leaders hold the ability to empower others. And what better way to teach students this than giving them an opportunity to be one?
Thank you, Dhruvi. Thank you so much. I think what you said about being given the space to make your own mistakes and then learning from them is so important. And, you know, for me, it's pretty clear that your school has used these experiential programs to create a safe environment that allows you to really thrive, and in your case, take the lead, which is so amazing. I also loved what you had to say about these real world opportunities and how they've enabled you and your peers to find your passions, as you put it. I think that's really, really special, and somebody who's certainly found her passion is our next speaker, Nandini Bachawat. Nandini is a creative young mind who aims to bring change in society through art and poetry. She's one of the founders of the Amygdala Forum, through which she reaches out to the community, working for the good health and mental well-being of adolescents. That's just in her spare time. At school, she's a dedicated member of the Entrepreneurship Cell, and she's presently heading the Media Relations Department of the school business Good Earth. Nandini, how would you say being part of these various projects has impacted your outlook on life?
Thank you so much, Christoph, for the question. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. And that's why it's important for each one of us to be the change we want to see in the world. Not just sit back, but do at least something for the community and the world we are a part of. I began this transformative journey a few years back when I connected with the school business Good Earth, working on the principle of 3 Ps: planet, people, and profit, selling saplings, handicrafts made from recycled materials, and compost. I took my first step by incorporating the concept of 3 Rs in my daily life, creating awareness regarding environmental conservation through street plays and rallies at public places. As the youth, if we don't take the initiative to ensure environmental sustainability, then who will? Being part of the Worldwide School Enterprise Challenge community motivated me to tackle wider issues facing our society, such as gender inequality, poverty, hunger, and work collectively to achieve UN SDGs. So, we use the profits earned from the business in community outreach projects, such as setting up libraries in government schools, distributing solar lamps in villages, food packets in slums, and PPE kits to the frontline COVID warriors. By being an active part of these endeavors, I developed in myself compassion and a strong desire to tackle local and global issues, helping me realize my duties, my potential, and come forward as an active global citizen. I also moderated the global online panel discussion conducted by the business team on the occasion of World Environment Day. We connected 26 students from 15 countries on a single platform to discuss how to collaborate and adopt a pragmatic approach towards the pandemic. Suffused with compassion and concern to bring sustainability and environmental planning once the lockdown gets over, our young minds put forth incredible ideas for a positive tomorrow. Along with the entire business team, I also taught the skill of making handicrafts from recycled material to children from orphanages. We also played games, shared food, and spent time with people from old age homes when we invited them to our school. These small gestures made me more cooperative, willing to help, ready to share, and continue to strive for a happier and healthier community. It is indeed a privilege to be the reason for someone's smile and bring a positive change in the tiniest possible way I could. As already mentioned by Sir, my friend Harshit is successfully running an NGO working for the development of the underprivileged and giving them opportunities they never even dreamt of. My entrepreneurial journey with the school business helped me realize that something as small as the flutter of a butterfly's wing can ultimately cause a typhoon halfway around the world. Each one of us in a gentle way can shake the world. And ultimately, it's this realization that constantly gives me confidence, optimism, and determination to continue being what I am today, an active citizen, taking the lead and making a difference. I hope you all resonate with my journey and found it inspiring.
Thank you, Nandini. I couldn't stop smiling during that, and I definitely found it very, very inspiring. It's so amazing that, you know, at such a young age, you're able to, you know, you feel able to engage with engage with issues such as mental health and climate change. I think it's incredible, and the fact that you personally have already set up your own forum for adolescents, and you have peers in your cohort like Harshit who have gone on to set up their own NGOs on the back of feeling inspired by things like participating in the School Enterprise Challenge. It really gives us hope for the future, I think. So thank you for sharing your experience. Now I'd like to introduce our final speaker for today, who is Raminda Mack, the Dean of International Affairs at Choithram School. Ms. Mack looks after the Global Citizenship Program of the school. She's the lead teacher of the school business. She's also a British Council ambassador and a member of the Global School Enterprise Challenge Teacher Advisory Panel. Ms. Mack, you're an English teacher, so how do these experiential programs fit into your own academic teaching?
That was indeed a well thought out question, Christoph. In our school, we look upon the activities of the E-Cell, the campus company, and our business enterprise as tools that can be built directly into academic subjects. They do not stand separately to other teaching at the school. Being an English teacher, I have observed over the years that children shirk from writing reports or articles when given these tasks in class. However, they look forward to writing reports for their Good Earth blog, Facebook page, or even for that matter, press releases of E-Cell activities. In fact, they find this much more interesting. Similarly, the same students who feel shy while expressing themselves in class during a speaking task are able to speak with so much conviction and confidence during our fundraising events that it's a sight to behold. And no doubt, they develop the same set of skills in both the processes, whether it's writing or speaking. I would also like to give you an idea of how my colleagues are also using the business activities to bring their subjects to life. Handicrafts are a flourishing entity of our enterprise, with students from grade 1 to 10 being an integral part of the production process. Our art teachers plan different types of handicrafts for every class during an academic session. These are then created by the students during their art periods, infusing their own ideas. This not only fosters creativity, but also promotes inquiry and engagement amongst the students. Once the production process is over, the business team is involved in the selling process, which opens up the door to developing a whole set of communication, selling, and finance-related skills, which the students just read about in the business studies subject. Here, they get hands-on experience of actually running a business. The subject of accountancy does not remain an abstract subject for our students. It is something real, as my colleagues use the example of the school business to teach profit and loss as well as financial planning. Our students just don't learn what SWOT is through the examples for the businesses like Nike and McDonald's. They actually do it for their own company and campus company in the subject of business administration. The subject of ICT enables students to use social media beyond the way they use it personally. With a lot of elan, they update the blog of the enterprise, the Facebook page, as well as make flyers for promoting their products on the social media. Students get exposed to enriching new learning experiences through these entrepreneurial activities, and in many cases, they trigger a passion in their life which they are unaware of. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mack. It's so interesting to hear that even as an English teacher, you're able to use the various school business activities to bring your academic teaching to life. And personally, I liked what you had to say about, writing an essay, how that can feel a drag, but actually writing for the business blog or writing promotional copy is much more exciting. And, as you said, the fact that your colleagues, whether it be arts teachers, ICT teachers, I think you said accountancy as well, they've also found ways to enhance their teaching through the vehicle of these experiential entrepreneurship programs. So I think that's really exciting and demonstrates the point that we're making today, that they are a great vehicle for developing skills for life. There we have it. Each panelist has, shared their take on how these programs help young people to build skills for life. We've heard from a range of perspectives. We've heard from educators and the young people themselves. Now I'd like to invite you, the audience, to share your questions with our panelists. You can do this by using the Q&A function. Please don't be shy. There's something that piqued your interest today, or there's something you want to know more about, just type it in the Q&A section and we'll be happy to answer. I'll give you 2 minutes to get your questions in. And in the meantime, Dhruvi is going to tell you a little bit more about an exciting event they have coming up soon.
Okay, so you must have heard about the eCell and eSummit from the previous speakers, and I'm just here to tell you a little bit more about it. So eSummit is an annual event that we organize to foster entrepreneurship and all the skills related to entrepreneurship in students. So usually this event is offline, but then due to the conditions we are in right now, we have made this event online. But on the bright side, it gives us an opportunity to invite you all to the event. So this year's theme for the event is digitalizing entrepreneurship, which means that in this era, when we cannot meet and we cannot talk to each other in person a lot, how are we going to continue this trend in entrepreneurship and stuff? So this year's event is on November 6th, 7th and 8th, and there are going to be 3 events. So each event is focused on a particular skill. So the Ideate project is focused on solving a problem and how can students set up a business on their own, while rebranding is focused on how can students market a business and how to create a brand image about the business. And the last event, Sellathon, is about selling your products and how to go about gaining customers. So if any of you are interested in having a conversation about the event, about the eCell, or you want to contact us, you can contact us on any of the given information. You can go to our website, drop in a mail, text us on Instagram or LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to talk to you.
Wow, thank you, Dhruvi. That sounds like an amazing event that you put a lot of time and effort into. I'll be there. I hope some of the people today will be there as well. It sounds amazing. While you were talking, we had plenty of questions come through. I've been having a look now. There's a couple of really interesting ones. So I'm gonna run through a couple. And I'm gonna hand the mic over back to our panelists. And the first question which stood out to me is someone said, while these programs can be great for skills development, they can also be really time consuming. So how do you suggest that students should manage their time, in a way that does not affect their academics? I think that's a brilliant question, and I'd I think it would be nice to get two perspectives on this, the teacher perspective and the student perspective as well. So I'll hand over to Ms. Mack, who, leads, she's the lead teacher for the school business and she coordinates the activities. So I'd like to hear from her how she makes sure it's not too overwhelming for her students, and then maybe you can pass on to one of the students and we can hear it from them how they balance it with their academics. So over to you, Ms. Mack.
All right, thanks for this question. Well, in our school, as I already told, we use these tools as, something which is integrated into the curriculum. So we do not have to spend, extra time, like the handicrafts with the children make, they are made during the regular academic periods. So children, do not have to spend extra time, or they do not have to stay after school hours. So it's all these activities are integrated into the curriculum. Our children, make compost in the school, they make saplings. So we have, demarcated eco club periods for this. And the business team meets, regularly. We have organized, these regular meetings. We organize them during the morning assembly time. And again, the students do not have to stay back. So during the morning assembly time, we take out, some time and we get about half an hour. And that's the time when we do our brainstorming, how we have to, go about with the business idea, the business plan. So that's how, regular teaching is not disrupted. And I think Jeshta would like to add on to this. You can hear Jeshta.
Yeah. So as ma'am said, first of all, that half the time, all these amazing projects are combined with our studies. For example, in our English class, for like a lesson, we'll have some amazing innovative project going on rather than reading reading that chapter. So that's one way how you can combine them both. And also one more way which I found like really useful is that when you come home and you have work for your academic subjects and also work for like entrepreneurship summit and all, what I find about really useful is that one should allot time for everything, and those two things should not overlap. So for example, when you are doing your academic subject, your complete focus should be on that. You shouldn't overlap with like entrepreneurship summit work. And also I've also noticed that this managing time with the extracurricular activities and the studies, it has taught me an amazing skill for life, which is really basic and really useful. That is time management skill. And I've noticed that some of my seniors who are at college and they are doing the internship at the same time, they are able to manage their time quite well, because they quite early in school they learn the skill because of these projects and the subjects studying at the same time. So that's what I think, that there should be a balance. One thing shouldn't overpower the other.
Thank you so much, Jeshta, and Ms. Mack as well. Thank you for answering that question. Since you were talking, we've actually had a flood of questions come through. There are so many, and we're not going to be able to take them all today because I'm very conscious that we need to finish on time. But there is one which I think is good, and I think this one is going to be for Nandini. Nandini, in one sentence or a couple of sentences, you only have 1 minute, but why do you think entrepreneurship was an effective way of getting you to connect with the community?
Okay, so I would definitely like to answer this question. Entrepreneurship is all about idea generation. And as you know, how idea is different from a thought. An idea is something revolutionary that helps the community, that helps to bring a change in the society. And that is why we focused on entrepreneurship for community development. Now, since we are youngsters, we are the youth, we are the future of tomorrow, and we have the power to make these changes.
So we tend to spend time brainstorming these ideas and coming up with innovative approaches that can help develop the communities. And since we are the youth and we have that power, we try to spend time as much as we can in brainstorming these ideas and using entrepreneurship as a very effective tool in reaching out to the community.
Thank you, Nandini. Thank you very much. That was a great sort of painting of why you've effectively used entrepreneurship to reach out to the community. That's actually all the time we have left for questions. The questions which haven't been answered, the rest of the team will fire them off now. But at my end, I want to quickly summarize the takeaways from today. I promised you at the beginning that we would leave you with 5 kind of takeaways, and I want to list the main benefits of experiential entrepreneurship education according to our speakers today. And at the beginning, we had Sir, the principal, talk about promoting work readiness. He spoke about having set up all these entrepreneurship opportunities at his school in order to, as he say, catch them young. And we kind of explored the idea that it's never too early to expose young people to things which they're no doubt going to have to do later on in life. And he really encouraged us all to not leave it till the final few years of school, but actually to be something which is done all the way throughout. So that's our first takeaway today. And secondly, we had Jeshi, who herself has been through these programs and actually gone on to leave school. She told us that they're a great vehicle for 21st century skills. She learned all about communication, teamwork, leadership, problem solving. And she said that, you know, when it came to interviews for college and interviews for internships, she really felt that she had an edge compared to other students who hadn't enjoyed these experiences. Thirdly, Dhruvi spoke about fostering the leaders of tomorrow. She told us all about how she's currently leading a team of 59 people, and she hasn't even left school yet. And that is certainly going to put her in a great position to be a strong leader outside of school. Finally, in 4th place, Nandini spoke about how you know, the school business, it has a real strong social element, and when she started to experience that sort of social side of things, it really, you know, exposed her to something new, and it's something which she took into her free time. She set up an amazing forum for adolescent mental health, and that's just one example of the many thousands of kids who go through our program and who actually take those skills they develop and take them out to do good in their community. So a big well done to Nandini for that. And the 5th and final point for today, Ms. Mack, who's an English teacher, spoke about how her and her colleagues are using these experiential programs, such as the School Enterprise Challenge, to bring their, you know, normally very academic subjects to life. So she spoke about how essay after essay in English might not be so engaging, but suddenly when you're writing for a business blog or you're writing, you know, for something that's going to go to a conference, it's much more exciting. And she gave some great examples of how that can be done in pretty much any academic subjects. So if you got anything from today's session, which I'm sure you did, I hope it's these five benefits of experiential entrepreneurial programs. We're very much approaching the end, so I want to take this opportunity to say let's stay connected. We would love to hear from you beyond today. So I've put everything on the screen here. You've got Choithram School's contact details on the left. You know, I've been told that they have a ready-made e-cell package ready to share with any school that gets in touch. So if you want to set up your own e-cell, drop them an email and they'll be very happy to assist you in setting that up. Likewise with us, Teach a Man to Fish, we'd love to welcome you to our huge community. Check out our website, send us an email, follow us on social media, and we'll be very happy to interact with you beyond today's session. And the last thing I wanted to say is the School Enterprise Challenge. We've been talking about it throughout today's session. Registration is open now for 2 more weeks, and it's completely free. So if you want to find out more, just go to the website, go to the social media, or drop us an email, and we'd be very happy to welcome you. So thank you very much to everyone. Thank you to Choithram School. You guys have been amazing. It was so lovely hearing from you. Thank you to T4 Education for giving us this platform. It's really been incredible watching the 100 schools throughout the week showcase what their own innovations have been. Hopefully we've all learnt a lot. And I'd also like to say thank you to Jigyasa and Chavi, who are our student producers who have been working behind the scenes to really make today a success from a technical point of view. And I think they've done a great job. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming, and I hope we can stay in touch. Bye bye.